Hi, I just finished filming a review of this electric cooking pot, and during the video, I uncovered a shocking fact about this device. So stay tuned and follow along and come discover this with me. Hey everyone, I'm going to be going minivan camping in a few weeks. I got this electric cooking pot on Amazon and I opened it up to, make sure everything was there, but I haven't turned it on yet. So I think it'll be really great for cooking broccoli, which is one of my all-time favorite vegetables. So let's test it out together and see how it works. I've had this in my house for so long that there's actually dust on the top of the box. So let me wipe that off. Oh, this is cute. It has a pink crown lid. And let's see what the instructions say. The electric cooker must be used at a rated voltage of 110 volts, 60 hertz. When using, put water and food into the pot first, and the food should not exceed the highest water level, which is below the mouth of the pot, 15 millimeters, so as to avoid the danger when the water boils. Then plug in the wire and turn on the power supply. At this time, the indicator light is on, indicating the electric cooker is starting to work. After the food is cooked, cut off the power directly and enjoy it. During use of the electric cooker, someone should take care of it to prevent liquid from overflowing and wet the base. Let's see, it will automatically disconnect when the food is cooked dry. That's a nice safety feature. And before using it for the first time, you need to follow the instructions to put the electric pot to the highest water level, boil the water, pour it out, and then wash the pot with cold water to use it. Okay, so let's do that before cooking broccoli. So let me take all the components out. Here is a steaming basket. And here is the pot. It is non-stick inside. Let's see where that line is. I'm not seeing the indicator line, but they said it was 15 millimeters below the top, so maybe it's just the rim. And here is the electrical cord. So let's get some water. I'm just going to get some water into my kettle so that I can pour it into the pot. And I'm using filtered water. Our cold water has a filter on it that's under the sink. And I like to use the filtered water when cooking. Even though starting with hot water gives it an advantage, I don't trust the water that comes through the water heater to be as clean as the filtered water, which I have only on the cold tap, just to save the filter for drinking and cooking. So I'm going to pour it. Yeah, I don't want to go higher than that. I'll put the lid on. It looks like it has an adjustable dial. Here it says off, low, and high. Get the cord unwrapped and plug it in. I really like the color of this. Look at this beautiful purple and cute lid. Now this plugs in on the side. I'm going to turn my power station on. Gotta hold it for a few seconds. I'm at 64%. I haven't charged it in a while. Let me turn on the plug, and the indicator light is on. So that would be low and off, and the indicator light is off. So low, high, and we'll see how much energy it takes to boil. Right now it's at 64%, and it is pulling 213 watts. So not bad. And we'll see how long it takes. Looks like it does need to be washed. So after I boil the water, I'm gonna give it a good washing. Let's do a quick check, see how it's doing. We're down to 61%, still at a steady 213 watts. That's really impressive how it's just staying exactly on. That's very unusual. Let me put it through the steam hole, see what the temp's at. And 115. 213 watts is not the fastest way to boil water. The outside is just very pleasantly warm. It's just feels nice on my cold hands. It's a little warmer than the lid, which makes sense because it's not boiling. Let's check the cord. Nice and cool. So there's no issue with overheating at all. We're down to 60%, and we'll just give it more time. Let's do another check, see where we're at. We are at 58% here on the power station. And let's check the temperature. So this is at 146, and we'll give it more time. Okay, y'all, it has been half an hour, and I started at 64%. It's now at 51%, and I'm just getting some bubbles now. So if you're planning on getting one of these to heat up water for coffee or tea, don't bother. But the real test is going to be for cooking vegetables, because that's really what I bought it for. I have an electric kettle, which is great for boiling water on my power station. And this is not going to be used for that. I am getting bubbles now. I'm going to wait for it to get to a rolling boil, and then I'm going to wash it. Hey, we have boiling water. It's not quite a rolling boil yet, but it is boiling. The power station is at 50%, and it has been 35 minutes. I forgot to measure the water when I was pouring it in, so I'm going to pour this out, wash it, and measure how much water was in it, and we'll know how long it takes to boil that amount of water. Now, I'm going to go do that now. Let's turn it off, and I'm going to turn the power station off. Hold that button down till it turns off. Unplug. Actually, I'll unplug it from here because I'm going to be using it again. Be very careful because this is boiling water. I'm going to wash this out, particularly that lid, because it did have some fingerprints on it. And they said just to use cold water, but I'm going to use some soap just because it is brand new. I want to get off any manufacturing oils or any byproducts of the manufacturing process. But I'm going to be very careful not to get any water down into the electronics. Just give that a rinse. And we'll be very careful rinsing this out. I'll dry that off. Oh, but before I do that, I'm going to measure how much water this holds. There's another 3 cups. And I had it to about there, which is another 2 cups. So it took over half an hour to boil 5 cups of water. Like, that's a really long time, and it took a lot of my power station to do that. Let's cook some broccoli. That's what I bought it for. I'm going to put, this is 1 cup of water. I'm going to put too much because I don't want it to take a freaking hour to cook. So that ended up being about 3/4 of a cup of water. And that sits on top. Oops, let's put some broccoli in here. I love broccoli. Let's put a little bit more. So I do love broccoli. So here's the broccoli. And here is the pot. Some of the broccoli fell in there. You know, little tiny pieces went through the holes, but yeah, oh well. See if the lid will fit on. I need to rearrange that a little bit. Squish that down. Okay, good enough. Let's plug it in. Turn it on. We are at 50%. It is 3:45. I'm going to put on the outlet, turn it on. This is on high. The indicator light is not on. Do I not have the area on? There we go. Now the indicator light is on. And it is pulling 212 watts. So 50%. 3:45 on the clock. This is on high. Let me squish this down a little bit more so that the lid is nice and tight on there. There we go. So we'll see how long it takes. 3/4 of a cup of water in there. It has been 9 minutes and this is boiling. It didn't take half an hour to boil the 3/4 of a cup of water like it took for the 5 cups of water. I can definitely hear it boiling. I can see steam on the lid. And the time is 3:54. Power station's down to 47%. I like the way this is going much better than boiling straight water. There is the steam hole there, and steam isn't coming out, but I can see the condensation forming on the top of the lid and it rolling down the sides back in, and I can hear it boiling. The broccoli is looking good, but it's still not ready. I'll give it another few minutes and then I'll check it with a fork, see if it's soft. Out of curiosity, I'm going to open this up, see what it looks like. Oh, that's definitely boiling. Let me try turning it to low, see what happens. So we started at, whoa. Okay. So, interesting development here. The high is low, the low is high. I turned it to low and it went up from 213 to 436 watts. What the heck? I'm going to turn it back down to high. I'm going to turn it back down to high. Oh my gosh. I'm shocked. Okay. I guess we'll keep it at high, which is low. It's been 20 minutes since I turned this on. The power station started at 50%. It's at 42% now. Let's check the broccoli. Oh, this is looking good. It's still kind of firm, but the fork can go into it. So I think it's ready. Let me see how much water is left. And this, I can totally touch it with my bare hands. It looks like there's a decent amount of water left. Let me put this here on the other broccoli. I'm going to turn it off. So it looks like I could have gotten away with half a cup of water instead of 3/4 of a cup of water, because it looks like there's at least half a cup of water left, but let's measure it. Yeah, there's just under a 1/4 cup of water here. I started with 3/4, so I think I would go with 3/4 again, just to give me a little bit of safety margin in case I wanted to steam that a little longer. Let's taste the broccoli. That is steamy. That's good. I love broccoli. So, surprise, the button is reversed. The high is low, the low is high. It took 35 minutes to boil 5 cups of water on low, and it took 20 minutes to steam some broccoli on low. I'm not sure if this is going to be a big part of my cooking when I'm traveling in my minivan, but I'm going to take it along and we'll see. Maybe I'll make some more meals on the road and I'll bring you along for the journey. Thanks for watching. And if you do want to buy this, I will put the link in the description. Also, my power station, which I love, and I'm sure y'all have thermometers. In the interest of fairness, after I finished filming this, I boiled 5 cups of water on high, and it took 13 minutes, which is much more reasonable. And I got a Sharpie, and I'm going to relabel this just in case anyone else picks this up. They'll know. So I'm going to put a 0 with a line through it for off, and H for high, and L for low. There we have it. Now it's correct. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.